What's good, YouTube?
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
And all the good stuff.
However you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, we thank you for spending the time with us because time is expensive.
Thank you very much.
And welcome to another episode of
Creativity Unsheathed.
I'm Ollie-O-Rey.
And I'm Nino.
And yes, we are brothers.
Yes, for sure.
And this is a show where we feel
that it's okay to play solitaire.
And speaking of solitaire, we're looking at Gambit. And this is Gambit's very first series, 4-issue miniseries, all drawn by the great Lee Weeks, one of our favorite artists that we admire, and we didn't even know that we even had a Lee Weeks run in our collection. You know, we were just getting the comic because it's Gambit, right?
Yeah.
And it was like during the 90s, he had that popularity just because of the number one X-Men from Jim Lee and Chris Claremont.
Yeah,
right.
In the 90s, early 90s, yeah.
Right? And then being on the animated show.
Yeah, it's definitely an animated show.
I mean, that was honestly, as a kid, that was before the comic. That was like my very first introduction to Gambit, and you know, he was up there with Wolverine, but strangely enough, their personalities are the same.
Yeah.
You know, just playing that rogue, lone star.
Yeah. Not a team player, but he's still down for the team.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, it's, you know, so let's crack it open and see the great work of Lee Weeks, because you know how we showcase this book in that Modern Master book that we look into, the interview of it. And I kind of dive into more of his the interview, and then he was just like talking about how he jumped on this right after Daredevil, his run on Daredevil. I think it stopped at 300. Right before taking up on this job, you know, he was getting the opportunity of doing Daredevil and Batman, like one of his dream projects, but he had to turn it down because of like some freelance conflict. So he had to turn it down, and you know, he was able to do a Gambit, and you know, some other projects like Tarzan and Magnum.
Pretty good Wolverine.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like the use of the light source and just casting the shadow off the structure of Wolverine's. Like, yeah, that's pretty done. That's good penciling.
Yeah, good color.
And Klaus Janson inking him is like he really captured that. You know, like he didn't take away from his pencil. You know, it's like, I mean, and just going back to that video, or the video where we looked at Modern Masters, like seeing how strong his pencil work is. It's like it's all the information is there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
not too much, not too little.
How many times have you seen this pose?
Daredevil, looks like Daredevil's pose.
Daredevil, Wolverine,
Nightwing,
Captain America, Batman.
Yeah.
It's like such universal.
Yeah, it's great. Hulk, but just small.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So I mean, this story is written by Howard Mackey, and he is the writer and co-creator of Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. This story is Gambit and Rogue. You know, they're heading off to New Orleans. You know, after Remy gets news from his stepbrother, which is this guy, Henry LeBeau. That the time of teething or tithing has come, and as the Assassin Guild is trying to like break that old pact between the guilds, Henry gets killed before he can even give him the news. And now him and Rogue are off to like New Orleans and trying to figure that out, and also that his wife is still alive. Yeah.
Remy's wife?
Belladonna.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. So you get struck right there. And you're gonna see that he's gonna.
What I knew of the assassin, Belladonna.
Yeah, it's a nice silhouette.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Almost made it look like sunset. About to be sunset.
Yeah. Shout out to the colorist for doing that. Who's the colorist on
Buchelato.
Oh, Chris Buchelato. Cool.
Nice.
Nice. Who knew he had coloring chops?
The Flash.
Yeah, right.
With Masterful.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
It's cool. Totally makes it look like sunset.
Yeah, totally. It's awesome. Yeah, it's again the lighting, and Buchelato is able to.
Look right here too.
Yeah.
Kind of remind me of a John Locke panel in the room, the closet.
Oh, the light source coming from the candle. Yes, exactly.
Boom.
It's tight. It's like you don't really need much to convey where you are in New Orleans. Like you don't need no major landmark.
Iconic, yeah.
You know, that's pretty cool. I mean, you can draw Bourbon Street if you want, but you know that is kind of a lot. And just knowing how iconic it is, but it's like just draw some of the buildings that's down there and just put New Orleans.
Yeah, right. Or like just draw a brick road with one of these, and then put
You know, but of course France.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's like who else? What else knows about France? Like I wonder if he was channeling some like that, the Jim Lee energy just coming off those X-Men's. Right? Like, I mean, it look like it has that same edge to it.
Yeah.
You know, but minus like not so much crosshatch on the face. You know.
That is cool.
Yeah. That's
It is getting.
It always does get in. That's just from this court. It's awesome.
Really like the colors that really help working with color. Like the tone of the color brings out the light or whatever.
I think it definitely has to be done right. You know? Like with today's coloring, you know, with digital, it's like they have. I think they really try to copy Alex Sinclair in the way he does multiple colors, different light source, and it's like
Layers and stuff like that.
it's like he really just loses touch on the image sometimes, you know.
Or like a little overboard, a little too much.
Yeah, and then you know, like in manga, it's like you really see hell of colors all over the place.
Right. Like,
Right.
It's
And
hard on the eye sometimes.
in their costume too. At that, it's like.
Seeing so many prints, like
Right? It's like there's nothing simplified as this, you know. Look at the light source, just from the cigarette, you know, and like on top of the card, you know. It's like,
charge up the cards.
it's all pre-digital, you know what I mean? Well, maybe it's post. Maybe it's like they got the early editions of Macintosh. Early editions, hey man, who knows? But
You know, I'd actually buy this panel or this page. If it was, it's like you have the iconic Gambit look right here. We're not encouraging smoking, guys.
but that's good light source. So
Yeah.
study it.
Yeah. Don't smoke cigarettes. Yeah.
See, he doesn't need cigarettes. He said throw it away. You don't need that.
Use it as a device. That's cool.
Remember seeing that pencil
Yeah.
from the Modern Master?
Yeah. Pencil's so good.
Yeah, it's like so solid, and yet look how Klaus Janson, right? Especially this part, like he stayed consistent, stayed true to what Lee Weeks threw down. He really made that decision. Yeah, this is pretty simple. I'm just gonna trace.
Yeah. It's like we've seen this on the shirts, right? Maybe like in a Marvel, like a Wizard Knife or something.
Or maybe one of those ads where you know how you see the T-shirts, right?
The black and white.
Yeah. That's cool. That's also on the front cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
It tweaked a little bit. He turned the head.
Yeah.
He turned the head. Okay, see, that's cool. He still used what's inside the panel. What's inside the book.
Yeah.
Cool.
It goes with it. Like, tell the story.
And it's the original artist.
Yeah. One artist.
Right, it's not a variant. It's like, if you're gonna buy this book, buy it because of the artist. Or no, in this case, you're buying Gambit.
Yeah. Fencing.
Right, it's like,
Saber.
man, do you remember that Geneva comic book store that we got this at?
Yeah.
Do you know the name? Do you remember the name?
No.
I can show. We can definitely show you the spot, but it's like, as far as the name goes, like
Yeah, I don't know the name. I wish I did.
Anybody in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area knows that spot. And
on Geneva and Mission.
it's like, it was, right now it was right next to
A laundromat and a produce market.
And what used to be Geneva's Pizza.
What was the name of that?
So if you guys know that store, hit us up or comment below. Let us know what you think. Again, the light source on top of using that silhouette.
Wow.
You know, it's good use. And it really like takes the time and draw the line. And look, Klaus either really followed it with a ruler, but you know, he didn't shorthand anything. Like he really stayed true to what was thrown down.
Yeah.
That's Gambit, y'all. I mean, it is a 4-issue limited series. If you have an awesome comic shop that has back issues, or you know throws together a set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy the set. Buy the set.
Yeah, because I don't know if they had this in trade form, but you know, yeah, definitely. You know, whatever bin you find it in, you know, grab it and add it to your Gambit collection, or if you're a fan of Lee Weeks
Or X-Men.
right? And it's like, as you can see, we've always been a fan of X-Men and Lee Weeks, knowing that we didn't know that Lee Weeks drew this.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, just based off of that Modern Master, Nino, knowing that he did draw this pillowcase. And to him, why he did it, because he said he wanted his daughters to have, you know, his art to sleep on. But hey, we've been sleeping on his art for years.
Yeah, I don't even know it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But I don't even know it. But you know, you know, that love for comics and X-Men, you know, really stayed close to us. And it's like, it's not Jim Lee, but it still had that Jim Lee energy, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then just coming in full stride during the 90s, you had the Pizza Hut.
The Pod.
Yeah, the Pod.
Paper Cup.
And then just the 90s cartoons coming out, and then
You had the cards.
right, and you had
cards.
the black slipcase with the Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut black slipcase,
You know,
VHS.
Yeah. I mean, we lost our copy, but we still have this gem. Pride of the X-Men. I mean, this is before it was the 90s X-Men. This was our first introduction to the X-Men, and we always thought like they never finished it, and we always wondered if they ever continued off.
Yeah, that would've been cool. Some more episodes.
Right, but just seeing the animation, and you know, it's like you see it was a lot similar to G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
you know, the animators from Japan.
Yeah.
Just you know,
Really fluid, really nice.
mm-hmm. It's like way ahead of time. It's like it was kind of like a cool what if they continued it.
Yeah,
you know?
if you watch the 80s G.I. Joe, same animation.
Yeah, it's cool Paul Smith artwork, but you know, it's like another cool gem. But you know, what also led, you know, to this show and us like loving Gambit, of course, was, you know, the X-Men animated series on Fox Kids. So
Shout out to Green Apple.
Green Apple, yeah. I mean, they had a used copy, so good price. And you know, it's like our love for X-Men and comics has been embedded in our DNA.
Yeah, growing up,
as artists. And
I thank our parents for letting us, you know, get into this and letting us buy these and own these things.
Right, and it's like, you know, I think without the love from them, you know, we wouldn't have the love, you know, for comics.
Yeah.
And you know, and to continue to, you know, showcase that love out.
Yeah.
To everybody else.
Right. It's like totally cool, right?
Yeah. So, you know, again, like if you see this out in a wild, Lee Weeks, Gambit 4-issue miniseries, get it.
Grab it. Maybe grab a deck of cards on the way. Play some solitaire.
Right. But if you don't play solitaire, and you do happen to play poker, would you play this hand?
I played that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you never know, man. Never know.
Like, what are the probabilities? Getting a straight?
You can get a full house.
Full house, a straight?
Yeah.
A low straight?
You never know. Yeah.
And you know, we're gonna end this episode with a motivational quote for y'all to go forward with. And this one is by the great Duke Ellington.
Mr. Ellington.
And the great musician goes, "Every intersection in the road of life is an opportunity to make a decision. Man.
Talk about crossroads.
Man.
Crossroads.
That's it. That's really deep.
Fork in the road.
Yeah, it's really deep. And especially that's deep for Gambit in this situation, knowing that he found out his wife is still alive. His supposedly dead wife is still alive. And knowing that he is dating or somewhat having a fling with Rogue. You know, and it's like that fork in the road where the opportunity to make a decision, okay, do I save? Do I? But then my former family of, you know, the guild and that conflict, and it's like I have to abandon my post as an X-Men and now to go back to, you know, my roots and kind of help resolve whatever this conflict that came upon the X-Men door. It's like I can't have my team, but Rogue is here with me, so that kind of shows a lot, you know. As far as her admiration for Gambit, you know, it's like she's knowing that they can't touch, right? Like that's
they have that chemistry,
right?
They work well together.
Definitely. But you know that goes for all y'all. As far as like the decisions that you need to go through in the fork in the roads and opportunities and choices that you have to go through. It's like it's whatever's best for you and, you know, your immediate and surrounding, you know, people. It's like how else you and your team can grow, you know, grow to be better. And
not every decision is gonna be easy. So choose wisely.
Yeah, for sure.
So even that's hard. So, but hey,
you know,
go with that.
Right? It's a sacrifice, and Gambit makes that sacrifice. But you know, if you want to know what happens, you gotta read it to the end. So yeah, I mean, until next time, you know, stay creative, tell your story.
Yeah.
You know, so be good, stay good.
Be good.
Peace.
Peace.